I'm your host, Davina Shinsky, and you're listening to Live Without Limits, Reach Personal Success on a Daily Basis. And today's presentation is 5 ways to create the kind of year that you truly desire. And especially since we're going into the new year, this is a very important topic simply because at the beginning of the year, just like any other year, we all tend to look at and make New Year's resolutions. But do we follow through with these resolutions? Therefore, what I want to do is talk to you about some ways that you can set up and put together not just a resolution, but a real plan to take your business to the level that you want it to be. And it's also a way for me to talk about my 7 day challenge that's called Reach Personal Success on a Daily Basis. So, what are the 5 ways to create the kind of year that you truly desire? What does it mean to create the kind of year that you desire? We all want to live a good life, right? Well, more ease and flow and less grief and pain. That's for sure. I haven't always lived the kind of life that I truly desire, but I've had many moments in the sun. After all, life is a journey on a roller coaster that goes up, down, and all the way around sometimes. To date, my life is going rather well, but bet and believe that it will not get to this point without some trials, pain, tribulations, tests, and some tough lessons. As we approach another new year, may we all commit to doing the best that we can create and the kind of life that we truly desire. It might not be perfect, but as there really is no such thing as perfection. Now, some of us may be perfectionists and we will redo things many times to make it perfect, but you know what? There's no such thing as being really perfect. But we stand or sit here today and call in more peace, joy, positive experiences, unconditional love, and much more laughter to help you create the kind of life that you want. Here are some helpful insights and tips. I'm right there with you, believing for the best for you and your loved ones. So, what are 5 things that you can work on that can help make your next year amazing? Well, fall deeper in love with yourself. Why is this so important? Because before you can succeed or before anyone else can love you, you have to love yourself first. I spent far too long seeking security in other people. It oftentimes left me feeling disappointed and frustrated. Yes, being loved by others is wonderful, but to solely rely on them for self worth or full on security sets you up for disappointment. My advice: journey deeper within your own self and fall in love there. If you're not happy with yourself, make sure that changes, such as reach out to a therapist, read some personal development books, start doing some digging to see what's really going on under the surface of your emotional landscape. Take the necessary steps to reclaim who you truly are and beautiful. luminous being that has so much potential, and let the past rest. Wipe your slate clean and nurture yourself in a loving way as you navigate each day. Do something excavating. Have you been trying to feel happy, but just don't feel down and out? Continuing to struggle day after day? Maybe it's time to do some excavating to see what's going on under the surface. There could be some negative emotions or an old wound wanting you to attend to them and heal them. Maybe you've been through a traumatic situation that literally rewired your brain to gravitate towards the negative. The good news is that there are many tools available, techniques, healing modalities that can help you with whatever it is that's causing you undue anxiety, depression, and other issues. The easy thing to do is numb out, run, escape, or ignore out everything. But that won't get you very far in creating the kind of life that you truly desire. You can make changes. Just get started. Approach the unearthing of all your beautiful mess in several ways. Begin reading some insightful books that pertain to emotional healing and whatever you think is holding you back. Go see a good therapist for a few or a while. Commit to working out things there for a few months or more. There are also support groups that you can attend, retreats, workshops, treatment centers, and more. Excavating takes work, but it's well worth it. Once you get to the core of yourself, that part of you that is amazing, all that junk tends to dissolve and you feel much freer. You know how I know this? I've been there. I've got hands extremely muddy, digging through many layers of dirt. I clawed my way through a lot of depression, anxiety, anger, shame, fear, bitterness, disappointment, jealousy, insecurity, codependency, and other types of behaviors in order to heal and discover the real me, the me that is pure, sweet, thoughtful, giving, radiant, and free. I'm not completely healed or whole, but I am enjoying more good days than not so good, and that feels great. Commit to major changes. One of my favorite mottos is nothing changes if nothing changes. I love this beautiful because so often we say we want to change year after year and we're still the same. Whether it's living in scarcity, fear, lack, depression, working on a job we hate, we show up at the end of the year scratching our heads. Why not much has changed? For me, when the pain got great enough, I started making some major changes, like ending an unhealthy relationship, like holding myself up in an apartment for 6 months, journeying inward, meditating, praying, seeking, contemplating, crying, resolving, doing the inner, excavating hardcore, stepping out after that and doing things I'd always wanted to do, yet was afraid to do, like putting aside limited thinking. The reality is that if you want to see change, you've got to make some changes. With that being said, grab your notebook and list the kinds of changes that you are going to make this coming year and make a radical commitment, journeying toward them, and do your best to enjoy the process. If you need help, don't be afraid to ask for it. There are plenty of people ready and willing to help you. Adopt a better, more positive mindset. The mindset that you have today, you can change. If it's good, you can make it better. If it's negative, you can make it more positive. Try not to limit yourself. Refuse to let negative thoughts control your life. Surrender the old stories that don't serve you anymore. Start telling a new story, the kind that you really want to live out. This is what I've been doing for the past decade, and I attest to the fact that your thoughts, beliefs, and words matter. Your focus matters. If you focusing on things that are negative, you may attract not so good things. On the other hand, if you put your focus on things that are positive, you may just attract much more good things in your life. Some refer to this as the law of attraction. Some people think it's woo woo, but give it a try for yourself. Now, what I want to say about that is this, that the laws of attraction really comes out of the secret, and it's really a repurposing of old modalities like transactional analysis and psychodrama, Freudian psychology, and Jungian psychology. So remember, these are not new ideas. They've been around for a while, but because people were not talking about mental health and how the environment or personal situation affect mental health, this was never really discussed until recently with the pandemic. Of course, it's not magical, but you don't just think about something and it pops up out of nowhere. But what you focus your intent on matters. Intent can be powerful. For example, if you continually beat yourself up with thoughts like, I'm a failure, or no one likes me, those thoughts become beliefs. And those beliefs tend to cause you to speak and act in certain ways that may cause you to fail at something or push people away. If you begin changing your mindset, your energy will change. Your vibes can go from negative to more positive. And rather than fail or push people away, you may find yourself achieving goals and making friends. And where those statements come from is if you remember under transactional analysis, we talk about the parent, the adult, and the child. The child says, I want. The adult says, I am able to. And the parent says, you should. And all the things that people have told you over the years, you've begun to internalize and repeat in your head. So you have to change the messages that you're giving yourself. And that's what we're talking about when reprogramming and restating affirmations to be more positive. Ramp up fun in your life. I spent a good bit of my life being too serious. I remember thinking about how badly I wanted to be free, to laugh, be goofy, and even dance. Growing up in a dysfunctional household where I had to walk on eggshells may have had something to do with this. It's no fun whatsoever. Eventually, I'd had enough of the serious life and made a decision to just start having fun. I went from one activity that made me happy to another, and so on. I just started doing little things that made me feel happy. I went for daily walks and runs, and I love to exercise and be out in nature. I made plenty of play dates with other kids or with my children. I made friends and we had fun. Began dancing whenever good music came on. I pet my cat. I painted abstract pictures. I went to coffee shops. I watched comedies. I began working in a career that I really love, and so much more. Do you know how you amazing that help make you feel? Just look and loosen up and have some fun despite whatever is going on in your life. It felt so very good. So when the new year hits, you can create the kind of year that you have been dreaming of. Commit to doing more things that you enjoy, no matter what your circumstances are, no matter what issues. Make time for fun and create the kind of year that you desire and make this a happy new year. Here's to setting yourself up for a wonderfully refreshing new year where you enjoy your life in ways that help you feel more peace and joy along your journey. And here's to creating the kind of life that you truly desire, one step at a time. And remember this, that you can always take part in doing the things that will help you get where you truly want to be in life. But it is up to you to make that decision on how you are going to live your life.